Oh man, you guys. What a day. That's a really, really close look of our judge, Skinny. In case you needed it. Zoe's starting off our speed run. Scroll through these cameras real quick. You can see our camera operators coming to life, our resetters. Ready and on the ball, and speed course begins. It's all about speed. So previously you saw that the falls did matter. The falls don't matter for speed. It's literally just how fast did you go from the start to the end of the course. And Zoe is beginning the voyage for us. Onto the final obstacle of speed. Any link whatsoever is going to go a long way. You know somebody's going to try to do it, but 35, mid-30s. Mid-30s yesterday was about as fast as it could get. Today that's going to be run number 1. Zoe gets herself on the board. Next, Caroline on the move here. She needs to beat 35 seconds from Zoe. Nice continuous lache posture. We're moving on to the big, long link lane here. Through the agility onto the final obstacle. He's got 5 seconds to try to catch up to Zoe's time, which is a pretty fast run for a first runner. You can see the continuous lache posture, but not quite a commit to it. 40.3, one final runner here for the girls. Lorna had to run first in the hybrid course, and now she's running last for speed. See what she can put together for a speed course run. She came out with number 1 in hybrid. See if she goes all out or if she goes opting for an underbar technique, which is an excellent idea. A little bit faster than regular continuous lache posture. Let me see regular continuous lache posture. Here, let's see what she opts for a link. Pulls back on the ring to get a head start on momentum. Has about 10 seconds or so. Sets up the final link at the end. Shaves off 5 seconds. Approximately from the fastest time. So with 30.9, it's going to be fastest for the girls. So she's got a win on the hybrid. She's got a win on speed. We're moving on to the boys. Next, we have Will. Took home the hybrid course in W, so we're going to go directly through both rings right away. We are doing the speed underbar lache tech. Photographer here is trying to keep up with him. Moving on already onto the final lane. We saw Lorna put together the full links. We're going to see Will put it together too. We're at 23.3 seconds. Although running first, that is going to be tough to beat. We'll see what we can do. A lot of talent in this division in 12 to 13. Again, it's kind of the pre-pro tier within Ninja. Next, Mr. Cocoa Butter. Let's see which pages out of Will's book he takes. Ends up with a singular half extra backswing. Ends up having to take the reset. You have to go for it. It really, with the amount of talent in this division, you have to sometimes go for it. The fall won't count against him. It's just how fast can you get from point A to point B. Sends the entire link, still comes away with 32.9. You have to go for it. You have to respect it. In this division, if you don't, and you just do the standard and somebody else does, you're leaving a lot on the table. Back down to the starting platform. Got Mr. Aiden Leese. See, connecting these laches, highly important. Singular backswing on the trapeze bar to dog bone down into the final agility obstacle of the speed course. Double ring, double spinning bar. See if there is a faster way to pull through. We're at 24.5. Speaking of going for the beta, you know Caleb Rhines is going to go for it. He has an understanding that if you don't, you're going to get left behind. Tiny stumble. It shouldn't be enough to really affect his time. He's going to have to link everything else, opting for the underbar tech through the agility real quickly into the rings. Might not quite have the time to bring home the speed win here, but it is going to put him at 24 seconds. It slots him in an excellent position. 24. Going to be fast. It's going to be an interesting case here. We have Mitchell. Got almost, you got as far as you possibly could in the hybrid course. Just missed the final dismount. You can see the tiny optimizations he could potentially have lached to the dog bone right away. We'll see if anybody does it throughout the day. Just shaving off the slimmest portions is going to go a long way. That might do it. So 23 even. That's going to be tough to beat. That's going to be tough to beat. We got the smallest posture and position corrections are going to go a long way here. Mitchell slotted himself into first with a speed. Now we are on to James. See, unfortunately has to take an extra swing on the rings. Can still put up a competitive time if everything else is clean and fast. Through the wall run onto the trapeze bar. Potentially get the dog bone here. Takes another extra swing. Down onto the agility portion. Coming up on 30 seconds. Can we pick up a link? Rounding out his speed at 40.9. Great run out of James. Up next we got Cole. Cole had a fantastic hybrid run. Another one all the way. Last obstacle. We're on the move. Got to see some teammates who run earlier. Has a little bit more length and wingspan than some of the other athletes in the division. Can he link this? This could end up being the deciding factor here. Could potentially do it with clean and fast links here. We could end up with a fully linked new beta at 21.7. We know it's doable. Coming through. You know he's excited about it, and he should be coming through with the link from trapeze to dog bone. Unlocks that new fastest, Mr. Diego.
Got it, Diego.
Chalking up. Likes to get his face a little bit chalked up too. Hopefully he doesn't use his face on any of the obstacles. I think potentially he could have had the connection. Burn right through the dog bone to the dismount platform. Cuts it close but makes it. See the athletes pulling whatever power they possibly can. Ends up having to take an extra swing on each trapeze bar here, but still rounds out at about 30 seconds. Great speed run out of Mr. Diego. Up next, we got Mr. King. Had to run really early in the hybrid course, which is gonna mean he's gonna run later in speed. He knows what he has to do. Comes up shy on the dive. Hopefully he can keep focused here, keep it together. Just missed 1 foot on the dive. So right back into it, can still put up a competitive score with good linked tech. Onto the agility, now we're onto the final obstacle, rounding up at about 30 seconds here. Can he connect the links? And he comes up a hair short, you have to go for it. He has got this final lache, you know he wants it. With a pool this deep, if you're not going for the links, if you're not going absolutely for broke, that's a risk you have to take in order to get your name even in the conversation. You have to take those risks. Final run of the speed is the first runner of the hybrid course. Mr. Atticus on the starting platform. Round out the speed division. Pulling through the laches, onto the wall run. Out here in his first NSC competition. Here's coach giving him some encouragement from the sign line, following along. Shout out to Ewan. Final obstacle, couple big moves. Really good opportunity for him to get his feet wet in the NSC. Knows he has the ability. See a lot of athletes, see the entire wave go before him. See slight tiredness on that second lache. Final try on the final obstacle, the final runner, final speed course of the weekend. Just comes down. It's a great run out of Atticus. Big smile coming off the course. Well, that's going to wrap it up. That wave goes fast. The entire speed wave just blows by. So we can see already the staff's out there matting for the final course of the event. It's going to be our burnout. We're going to keep the live stream going until the burnout begins. We'll give our athletes a little break here. Probably 20 minutes to rules or so. Let these athletes rest. It's not just the course they have to run and rest from, it's their warm-up, it's the nerves. Let them get a snack. See the judge up there addressing the crowd. We're gonna remat everything. You guys stay tuned in. One more round left, just to have the burnout remaining. It is a start the course. You stay on the course until you drop. No dismounts, no feet. No mercy. So we'll see how things shake out. You stay tuned in. We'll be right back. Well, here we are, gang. There are the athletes in the final wave, final age division, final course they're going to run. You can see them simulating their movements. Camera operators getting into action. Athletes taking their final looks. We had the 8 and 9-year-old hybrid speed, then burnout. Then we had the 10 and 11-year-old hybrid speed burnout. Today is the 12 and 13-year-old day. Sort of the pre-professional tier within the NSC. And they're about to run their last course of the day. Starting us off is Caroline. Maybe get our technician on the scores. First touch point was that first yellow nunchuck. Traveling down the script line, that is another touch point. Not opting to chalk on the first chalk point. Inside of each of these canisters, there are cliffhangers at varying heights. Going to take quite a bit of planning, strength, accuracy. Doesn't seem to be an issue here for Caroline. Now has to transfer down to these cannonballs. Putting together a really good burnout run here. You can see it looks really calm. That's another touch point, that first large cannonball. Just cruising on through an additional touch point. Looking unbelievably comfortable here after sort of an unfortunate circumstance in the hybrid. Down a little bit early in the hybrid. Looking to clear a burnout course. Just whiffs. Maybe the hands were wide opening. She does get the second to last touch point. The only touch point after that is the buzzer. So that's going to put pressure on the rest of the athletes. Having the first burnout runner get all the way almost to the very end. We'll see how it affects their performances. We got Zoe. She's had a really good competition so far. She's off onto the burnout, securing the first touch point on contact with that yellow nunchuck. Calm, looks smooth. Gonna have to make a competitive decision on whether or not to get to where Caroline got as fast as possible, or really be mindful of her endurance budget and go for the clear. Take the rests, get the chalk when needed. I think Caroline had a really good competitive strategy by getting deep into. She tries to match inside of the canister, which will be next to impossible. Final female athlete. Mrs. Lorna Poertner. Had a great competition so far. Took home the hybrid win. Took home the speed win. And we'll see what happens in burnout. Ran first for the girls in the hybrid. Cleared the course, one fall. Opts for chalk on that first chalk point. It's the way the cookie crumbles so far, the way the scoring works. She's already taken home the win due to her previous performances. She's gonna have to do a turn here, backward, up into the canisters, and comes on down. Would have liked to see a little bit more of a lock off, but still an outstanding performance. Can't do much better than first. Now we're on to the boys. Atticus. First NSC competition. Been out there having a blast in the intermediate level of the program here. Love his attitude. See what he's got left in the tank after a big day of fun and excitement. Running 3 different courses, all at the NSC level. Looking comfortable, looking confident. Surrounded by elite team kids here from Obstacle Academy. Cruising along. Nice push out of Atticus. It's all the way to the first cliffhanger box before the canisters. We are moving on to James. Last minute questions to the judge, last minute chalk up. Burnout is no mercy. It's you do not drop. No dismount platforms, no feet allowed. No active rests, no rest whatsoever. The closest thing to a break that you get is hanging from a bar. So we'll see what the strategy is going to be. See, you can only second guess so many times and get away with. I like the controlled reaches with a back out plan. You have to reach a little deeper than you might anticipate.
There you go, bud.
Certainly thicker than a regular cliffhanger ledge. I like these really, really controlled movements. Like the rotation. Positions himself to be facing forward. Get onto this cliffhanger box. He's really just a reach away from the next touch point. We saw Caroline get here earlier. Onto the cannonball zone. One more reach and we'll have another touch point. Critical here, your endurance economy, how you budget your strength. Onto another touch point. It's been hanging just under 2 minutes. Barely any of it has been on a bar. Even with second guessing on the cliffhanger box, still looking in good shape here. He has to make his way onto this angled bar. These bars are 2-inch outer diameter. Glances down, but ends up with the strength to hang on. Getting to the silver bar is going to be an additional touch point. Secures another point. Onto the next diagonal bar. Just threatening to drop, but won't do it. Every time you think he's going to come off, he maintains his strength. Really probably the last touch point before the final one. Reaching out to touch it is smart before committing to the transition. Let's see, you can't quite get comfortable. Fantastic push out of James. Every time he thought he was going to come down, he didn't. He even glanced down toward the crash mats, but was able to maintain the strength. Up next, we got Mr. King. Mr. King ran real early in the hybrid. Had an unfortunate speed course run, but in this division, if you're not pushing it like that, it just won't cut it. Very conditioned athlete. Really is just kind of on the cusp of a breakthrough. Putting in hours. Great work ethic, great training partners. Great attitude. See what he saved here. Nails the first reach right away. Looks like he planned out these rotations really well. That approach is pretty much exactly how we imagined this one while building it. Looking confident, looking comfortable. James just set a pretty tough mark to beat. Like the speed that he went through those last series of cannonballs to get to this bar. Just the tiniest bit of levity. One obstacle left, but it's massive. Unbeaten so far. Could potentially have the first burnout clear here. An unbelievably stacked age group. 12 and 13-year-old division. I mean, they're here to compete. Want to get off that vertical one as soon as absolute possible. Onto these diagonal ones. Like to see him get out and get this touch point here. Like he's making the moves. He's not dropping yet. Means it's going to be such a hard match, but he's going to make it happen. You can see the absolute monstrous fight. The end is in sight. If we can just get here. What a push. He's got to be proud of that one. He was there quick. I mean, James got there. He was there quick. Up next, we got Mr. Diego. Chalk himself up a little bit. Mr. Diego's on the move. First touch point. Really important to control your breathing, control your movement, don't over grip. On to the second touch point here, ready to reach down into the chalk bucket. From the cliffhanger box, the way that we just watched Caleb King do it was about as smooth as he could. He really sequenced his hands, went with the rotation. He was slightly worried about that. He's trying to match a little bit out of sequence here. Just gets out of sequence. He looked like he had the energy left, but in order to resequence, he almost would have had to either somehow match inside one of those canisters, which is, I mean, it's probably not happening at their hand size, or go all the way back to the bar and resequence, but still look good. Great competition out of Mr. Diego. Up next, we got Cocoa Butter. Coco's also had a great competition so far. First touch points out of the way. Traveling right along. Shares a team with Diego. See what he does differently. Ups for the right hand. If he stays in sequence, he should be positioned for a slightly more comfortable rotation. Taking a page out of King's book. Been really strong in the burnout so far. He's opting for this type of reach. Might be wanting his left hand here. Let's carry another touch point. On contact with this blue cannonball, we secure another touch point. Hands are not perfectly positioned. You can just tell. A great push out of Coco. Grueling. Grueling. A lot of work. Speaking of work, this man's been putting it in. See, he knows he's going to have to be quick. He really does trust his strength. Does a lot of conditioning drills, a lot of upper body drills. A lot of different sports. Conditioning is really, really good. Knows he's going to have to be quick. He has a solid ping on where everybody is at from a strength and conditioning standpoint. He knows where he stacks up. He knows with the runners who remain after saw his teammate get just about to the very end. Knowing that King is a really endurance heavy athlete, he knows he's going to have to be fast or finish. He's trucking right along. Looks comfortable, looks confident. We'll see, we saw King make this transition. Just reaches underneath. Puts him into first place to that point. It's gonna be tough though, with the runners remaining. We have Aiden beginning his burnout journey. Aiden also had a great competition so far. See the speed gradually turn up. Going for left hand. This could be why. Sequenced for that specific reach. Looking strong. Traveling along, about to secure another touch point here in this first big blue cannonball. Almost to the final chalk point. See if he opts for chalk or not, knowing that he needs to push after how deep we saw James and Caleb King go, and then how quickly Caleb Rhines got there. It's got to be go fast or finish. Getting to the point where it could be both here, depending on how Aiden does. This transition has really been the biggest headache. Making the same transition that King made. King's mistake should have been just a little bit higher. You can see Aiden kind of putting it together. Might be a clear on the burnout. Makes it happen. The burnout clear out of Mr. Aiden. So we know it's possible. I think we're going to see the speed really increase on these last couple runners. We got Cole up next. Cole really pushed ahead with his speed course run. See what he has for strength. Control is so important on every transition. Just maybe rushes it a tiny bit. Still a great competition out of Cole. Ran real early in the hybrid, got to the last obstacle. Speed, absolutely blew speed out of the water. Great weekend for Mr. Cole. Couple runners left.
Got this, Mitchie.
Mr. Mitchell. Mitchell knows where he stacks up in regard to strength. With his teammates he ran previously. With a clear.
Doing great, dude.
You know it's going to come down to speed. It's not going to leave. This is his last thing he has to do on the weekend. Coming off of an NSC qualifying win. Like to get another one. He's already qualified for sections. Wants as many points as he possibly can. Going in, sections in this age group is going to be, it's going to be pretty close to pro NSC level. Has his moves planned out. Saw Aiden do it. Just slightly tangled up, gets a little high, knocks a strap down from up high. Makes it happen. That's fantastic work out of Mitchell. Squeezes ahead of Aiden just slightly. Great run out of Mr. Mitchie. So we have one left. The hybrid winner of the day. Third on speed. Last to run the burnout. 2 clears. One of them just under a minute 10. In order to win the competition, he has to beat Mitchell's time, and you know a competitor at his level knows that. Just the way that the points stack up. It's so tricky because if you rush a transition, it's real small lapses in judgment. He's taking a page out of Aiden's book here and skipping in order to maintain his sequence so he can be facing forward for these final transitions on the bogies. He has about a minute, but he has to clear to beat Mitchell. Just tiny mishap. Had to go back to get that touch point. Judge made sure that he did. Moving on to the bar zone. Picks up another touch point. Getting close to the end here. He still looks strong. He's still generating power quickly. He's not wincing. He's got just a couple seconds to do it. Can he get Mitchell's time? It is just under. It looks like it is just over potentially. Mitchell might have had him by less, just fractions of a second. It could all have come down. It could have come down to multiple things. It could have come down to the reaches. You can see Mitchell looks relieved based on the body language. Based on the body language, I'm thinking Mitchell walked away with a W. It's still an excellent push. Yeah, that smile says victory. Yeah, it could have came down to reaching through the canisters and having to resequence. It could have came down to the cannonballs getting slightly tangled up. Singular extra backswing. The margins are razor thin. That's the name of the game here at this level. That is the name of the game. There's our camera operator. Thinking about dropping the block onto the camera, decides not to though. Good decision. What an event. Well, we're going to double check our software and everything, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to an extreme weekend here at Obstacle Academy for our first NSC Youth Qualifier. Put our podium together. We're going to round up our athletes. Get our medals situated, double, triple check the software, make sure the button presses all got in. We'll meet you down on the floor for the awards momentarily. All right, we are heading back down to the floor. Starting with the gals. Third place for the gals, we got Zoe. Great weekend out of Zoe. Second place, awesome burnout run. Really an outstanding burnout. Caroline, and then our NSC qualifier winner, previous NSC youth champion, Lordy. Those are 12 and 13-year-old female division. Now on to the boys. Third place for the boys, the first burnout clear. We have Aiden. Great weekend out of Mr. Aiden. Up next, we got Will Vaz, our hybrid winner. Really put it together in that hybrid. That was crazy. And then our champion, picking up another NSC Youth W, a big one. Mitchell Frie. Here we'll take a look at our whole podium. There it is. There they are, they earned it. It's the last thing of the weekend. Crazy, man. It's crazy. That sectional competition, only the top 3 from these qualifiers go to the sections. Those sections are going to be a mess of talent. Well, that's that, gang. It's a blast all weekend. It was fun to see. A lot of crazy saves. A lot of buzzers. A lot of action. Some drama here and there. Some crazy falls. Cool moves. Fun obstacles. We will see you guys soon. You tune in to the events that we're having here. Thanks to the Reset crew. Thanks to everybody. We're going to let these kids swing around a little bit. They earned it. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you soon.